Let's be real. Most guys over 30 spend more time researching protein powders than they do their actual blood work. And I get it, it's not exactly sexy to talk about liver enzymes or lipid particle counts. But if you're serious about feeling great, looking sharp, and aging well, you need more than "I feel okay." You need data. Think of it like a dashboard on your car. If the check engine light is off, that doesn't mean everything is running perfectly. It means the system hasn't caught the issue yet. These blood tests, they're your early warning system. So here are the 7 blood tests every man should be getting at least once a year, especially if you value performance, longevity, and not slowly morphing into your bloated uncle. So number 1, we have comprehensive testosterone panel. Total T, free T, SHBG, and estradiol. We're starting with testosterone because nothing tanks a man's confidence, energy, or bedroom performance like T. So here's the one thing. Most guys only get their total testosterone checked, which is like looking at your bank account without knowing how much of it is frozen or in crypto. Let's break it down. Total testosterone. This is the full amount of testosterone circulating in your blood, but it includes both bound and free forms. Think of it like all the money in your account, regardless of whether you can actually spend it. Free testosterone. This is the active form. It's not bound to proteins like SHBG or albumin. It's the testosterone that actually crosses into your cells and tells your body, hey, build muscle, boost libido, keep the lights on upstairs. So even if your total T is in the 600 to 800 range, if your free T is low, you can still feel like garbage. You'll drag through workouts, lose motivation, and find yourself Googling, is burnout just getting older? Now for SHBG, which is sex hormone binding globulin. This is the protein that binds testosterone and makes it inactive. SHBG rises with age, stress, low-carb dieting, and even too much cardio. So high SHBG means less free T. Think of SHBG like a clingy ex. It just won't let your testosterone go. Now for estradiol. Yes, men need estradiol too, or a form of estrogen. It's essential for joint health, mood, libido, and even your erections. Low E2 from over-dieting or over-suppressing estrogen, especially for guys who are on performance-enhancing drugs, leads to dry joints, low mood, and poor sexual function. High E2 from poor aromatization control can cause water retention and irritability, but don't fall into the trap of blaming estrogen for everything. So here's some ideal ranges, and this is going to vary from person to person. For total T, you want to be in the 600 to 1100 nanograms per deciliter range. Free T should be around 15 to 25 nanograms per deciliter, or around 2 to 3% of total T. SHBG, should be 20 to 60 nanomoles per liter, I think is the range. Estradiol should be 20 to 40 picograms per milliliter. But the bottom line, low free T with high SHBG is one of the most common patterns I see in a lot of high-achieving men. You look fine on paper, but you feel like you're running on fumes. Number 2, we have ApoB and LDL particle count, or LDL/P. Forget what you've been told about good and bad cholesterol. That's like calling someone healthy because they look good in a t-shirt. Here's what matters more than just LDL. ApoB. This is the protein found on all potentially harmful lipoproteins, including LDL, VLDL, IDL, and Lp(a). ApoB is basically a particle capable of damaging your arteries. It's like counting bullets, not just the amount of gunpowder. LDLP, or the particle number, this tells you how many LDL particles are circulating. 2 people can have the same amount of cholesterol, but if one has more particles, the risk is higher. Those particles are more likely to sneak into artery walls, cause plaque. And this is why so many lean, muscular men with high LDL-C think they're invincible, but their particle count is sky high and they're a ticking time bomb. So optimal targets here, ApoB, you want it less than 80 milligrams per deciliter. LDL should be less than 1,000 nanomoles per liter. And if your LDL is up, but your ApoB and LDLP are solid, definitely not as concerning. If all 3 are elevated, time to rethink your saturated fat, sleep, and stress management game. Now for number 3, we have HSCRP, or high sensitivity C-reactive protein. This is the smoke alarm for your body's fire. It's a sensitive marker of chronic inflammation, which, as it turns out, is a driver of nearly every disease we fear. Heart disease, cancer, Alzheimer's, even depression. And unlike regular CRP, which spikes with something even like an infection, HSCRP catches the low-grade inflammation simmering under the surface from poor sleep, high stress, processed food, or excess visceral fat. So you want this under 1 milligram per liter and preferably close to 0.5 mg per liter if you're trying to live past 80 and also look good while doing it. And pro tip here, don't test this day after a leg day or a sauna session. HSCRP can spike from chaining and heat exposure. You'll get a false positive and scare yourself into cutting out steaks and red meat. Now for number 4, we have fasting insulin and HOMA-IR or HOMA-IR, however you want to call this. So if you're only checking fasting glucose, you're already late to the party. Fasting insulin is best early warning sign for metabolic dysfunction, well before your blood sugar goes off the rails. Why? Because insulin is the hormone your body uses to clear glucose from your bloodstream. But when your cells become resistant to insulin signal, your body has to pump out more and more just to keep these things in check. That's insulin resistance, and it's the first domino in weight gain, fatigue, PCOS for women, type 2 diabetes, and heart disease. Fasting insulin tells you how much insulin your pancreas is secreting to maintain blood sugar balance. HOMA-IR is a calculated estimate of insulin resistance using fasting glucose and insulin. So for your targets here, you want fasting insulin to be 2 to 5 micro IU per ml and HOMA-IR under 1.0. High insulin with normal glucose is like flooring the gas pedal to keep the car moving. It works until the engine burns out. Now for number 5, we have homocysteine. This one's underrated and often completely ignored by conventional labs. Homocysteine is a byproduct of methionine metabolism. Methionine is an amino acid from protein. Normally your body recycles it efficiently using B vitamins like B6, B12, folate via a process called methylation. But when methylation breaks down due to nutrient deficiencies or some genetic mutations like MTHFR, homocysteine builds up. High homocysteine is associated with cardiovascular disease, cognitive decline, infertility, and chronic inflammation. So you don't want that. Aim for levels between 5 to 10 micromole per liter. If yours is high, might be time to check your B vitamin status, especially if you're plant-based, under-eating, or very stressed. Now for number 6, we have a comprehensive metabolic panel plus GGT. The CMP is the classic lab panel that everyone looks at. Liver enzymes like ALT, AST, kidney function like creatinine and BUN, electrolytes like sodium, potassium, glucose. But here's the kicker. Even when ALT and AST is normal, your liver could still be struggling, especially if you drink, take supplements, or live in a very polluted environment. Enter GGT, gamma glutamyl transferase. It's more sensitive to alcohol consumption, toxin exposure, oxidative stress. High GGT often shows up before traditional liver enzymes elevate, and it's a strong predictor of heart disease and metabolic issues, even when other labs look fine. Try to keep GGT under 20. Normal ranges go up to 60, but normal isn't optimal. If your GGT is high, ease up on the booze. Increase antioxidants like N-acetylcysteine, glutathione, or glycine, and support your detox pathways with vegetables, movement, and sweat. Now for number 7, we have IGF-1, or insulin-like growth factor 1. Think of IGF-1 as the downstream reflection of your growth hormone levels. It's responsible for muscle growth, fat metabolism, bone density, cognitive function, and all other anti-aging pathways. If you're training hard, eating clean, and still feel slow to recover or struggle to build muscle, low IGF-1 could be the missing piece. Low IGF-1 could result from sleep deprivation, undereating, especially carbs or protein, overtraining, or just high stress altogether. The optimal range here is going to be 150 to 250 nanograms per milliliter for men aiming to optimize performance and longevity. If it's too low, start with sleep, recovery, maximizing your circadian rhythm, and nutrient timing. You don't need peptides or GH therapy right away, but you need to stop burning the candle at both ends. So overall, getting labs done isn't just about checking the boxes, it's about building a blueprint for how your body is performing under the hood. Most annual checkups run a basic CBC, CMP, and total cholesterol and send you on your way with everything looks normal. But normal doesn't mean optimal. And if you want to look, feel, and function like a high-performing man in your 30s, 40s, or beyond, these 7 labs give you the real story. So just to recap, we have the testosterone panel, we have ApoB plus LDL particles, we have a high-sensitivity CRP, fasting insulin plus the HOMA-IR, homocysteine, CMP plus GGT, and IGF-1. If you do want help interpreting your labs and building a plan around them, that's what I do with my coaching program and at my men's health clinic, Best Man Med. Whether you're optimizing naturally or using tools like TRT or weight loss meds, it's all about precision. So feel free to check out the links in the description if you're interested or comment any other questions, and I hope you have better labs and a longer life.